Full transparency, I never really was that big of a Disney guy, so I didn't really get into Gravity Falls at all. I've seen a couple memes online, of course, throughout the years. But what makes me interested in this video is that I thought this show was over. Legitimately, I thought this would have been done like maybe like 5 years ago or so. But apparently they're still going, and apparently it's still interesting. So let's go ahead and check out what is Gravity Falls doing and why is it so interesting? Let's see.
What is going on with Gravity Falls right now? They
I
dropped
don't
one
know.
new book and suddenly
A
the
book.
whole fandom implodes. And now I'm
Really?
getting dragged into it, so
Uh-oh.
I guess we gotta talk about it.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, basics first. Gravity Falls is, of course, a Disney Channel animated series from the 2010s. It's about two twins named Dipper and Mabel Pines who spend their summer break with their shady
Thank
great
you
uncle
for.
Stan in the
I want to say what's your name? Futo Fafere. Ferret. Thank you for making this introduction because I have not seen the show, so thank you.
mysterious town of Gravity Falls, Oregon, where weird supernatural stuff happens all the time. We all know this. And eventually, the whole
not
show
me.
revolves around this group fighting
The
off an
triangle.
evil interdimensional demon of chaos named
Okay.
Bill Cipher. And he
Okay.
is the reason we are talking
So he is the
about
bad
this
guy.
today. See,
Okay.
spoiler alert, Gravity Falls ends with this little glowing
Okay.
triangle guy being
So it
tricked
did end.
into entering Grunkle Stan's mind, only for Stan's mind to be erased, taking Bill with it. But as Dipper and Mabel work to help
smart.
Grunkle Stan regain his memories, there was
Uh-oh.
always this
So he's gonna come
lingering
back.
question of whether or not that could give Bill Cipher a way to come back too.
Yeah,
He
that
even
would
says
be.
in his final moments that he might return.
Yeah.
And I talked about all
Yeah.
of that.
I mean, it would make sense, bro. Like he trapped him inside of his mind, right? A part of the mind that has been erased. But if he was to remember that part of the mind, and this is an interdimensional being we're talking about, then it would make sense that there's an ability for the interdimensional being to come back as soon as that memory comes back into the original person's psyche, right? It makes sense.
And I talked about all of
makes
that
sense.
at the very end of my Gravity Falls recap video years ago.
Okay,
Wait,
so it has
Bill
been over
Cipher
for
was in
years.
Grunkle Stan's mind before it was erased, and Stan got all his memories back.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that mean Bill Cipher could come back too?
Yes.
Who knows? Show's been over for 4 years, so it probably doesn't
Okay,
matter.
so it has been over.
Reality's an illusion. The universe is a hologram. Buy gold. Buy.
So
Buy
imagine
gold.
my surprise when one day last week, my TikTok started absolutely blowing up because a video was going viral using that exact audio. At the time of writing
LMAO.
this, that video has over 1 million likes. Not
Cool.
views, likes. I had no idea what was going on. But in the video, there was this mysterious
That's pretty
looking
big.
countdown with Bill Cipher sitting above it. All right, fine. What's happening? What did I miss? Introducing The Book of Bill, the latest piece of official canon Gravity Falls media written by series creator Alex Hirsch. This book is kind of a spiritual sequel to Journal 3, the first big canon Gravity Falls book. But this time,
Okay.
it's all written from the point of view of the Triangle himself. So of
Okay,
course,
that's
I had to
big.
pick up a copy and give it a read. First
Yeah.
impression,
It looks like a nice book.
Feels awful.
Oh, okay.
I'm serious. This paper slip over the cover has this really rough, coarse feeling that I just despise. It's like
Understandable.
sandpaper or something. It's like some kind of sensory thing.
Ooh,
and
this looks
I
cool.
just can't stand touching things that feel like this.
Yeah,
So,
that looks cool
I'm gonna
though
throw
by
it that
itself.
way. But once
Well,
I
what
actually
about the
started
inside?
reading it, okay, yeah, I can understand why people started blowing up my TikTok over this. Yeah, that clip from earlier where I say if Stan got his memories back, could Bill Cipher then come back too? This book really likes to play with that exact idea, while also not giving any definitive answers about it. Cute.
Bruh.
For real though, this book is a riot. The setup is that this is some kind of mysterious supernatural book created by Bill as a way of finding and tricking another human, i.e. you, into being his new partner. But it's also a deep dive into what Bill claims to be his backstory. Because it's
Okay.
Bill, I'd take all this with a grain of salt, but apparently he was born in the second dimension, but had the innate ability to see the third dimension. Or, like, sense it, something
that's
like that. Something
big.
no one else in his dimension could do.
Yeah,
So
that's
he
big.
killed everyone. He
Whoa,
then
what?
hopped to a new dimension called the Nightmare Realm, formed a crew of henchmen, and just caused chaos. That is,
Oh,
until
okay.
the inherent lack of stable physics in the Nightmare Realm meant that they were inevitably going to be swallowed up by the edge of reality and blinked out of existence. Fun! Good times, good times. Which of course led to Bill then attempting to enter our reality. And a lot of
Okay.
the book is dedicated to like building up Bill's paper trail throughout history, depicting many attempted and failed plans plans to find a human partner who would help him build his big portal machine to bring the Nightmare Realm to Earth, and we saw all that in Gravity Falls. We also got several new entries from the journals written by Stanford Pines, all diving deeper into his relationship with Bill and the inevitable fallout. This book is interesting, it's creative, and it is genuinely hilarious. This page, the How Will You Die section, is legit the hardest I have ever laughed at, like, the written word. It's really good. But all that is like, you know, what you might expect.
It seems cool. Like,
a Gravity Falls book.
It honestly sounds like a cool book, to be honest. Like, definitely a fun book to read, but also a very interesting book to read. Like, if it's talking about like how you're gonna die and stuff like that, it's one of those books that are probably going to be a conversation starter at parties.
What you might not expect is that the Book of Bill isn't really for kids. I mean, it's
Of
not
course.
perfectly inappropriate or anything, but it's clear they're aiming this book more for those OG Gravity Falls fans. The ones who are in their like mid to late 20s now that the show's been around for over a decade.
Yeah. So,
I mean, just look at some of this imagery. This is freaky stuff. Way scarier than anything in Gravity Falls up to this point. Plus, there's actually some legit language going on here. Nothing crazy, but, you know, we got some and even a in there. In that How Will You Die section, there is a barely veiled direct reference to the Kennedy assassination. This book has the word polycule in it, which means now this video does too. Live with that. This book is not just some cash grab kid stuff. And don't get me wrong, that is a very good thing. It's nice to see Gravity Falls.
Yeah, it's an adult
just
book.
Saying, if you're planning on getting this for your 6-year-old or something,
no.
do it. It'll be funny. But of course, the Gravity Falls fandom didn't just completely implode over a book. I mean, like, they kind of did, but just like the show itself, there's always more going on if you know where to look. Have you guys ever heard of an ARG? He said, knowing full well how much of his YouTube audience comes from game theory. But for those like me who weren't as aware, ARGs are alternate reality games. I think that's what showed up when I Googled it. Which basically means they're like weird little scavenger hunts with clues and codes and secrets to unravel. For example, despite my lack of knowledge on the subject, turns out I'm actually part of an ARG right now. Last month, the game theorists launched their lo-fi music project Lore-Fi, which is half chill lo-fi music playlist and half murder mystery ARG. I made a bunch of songs for it. There's hidden clues in the songs and in the visuals, and over the course of the project, piecing those clues together will lead to a greater story going on behind the music. And that's also what's going on here with the Book of Bill. And you know, this is nothing new for Gravity Falls.
So they're going to drop more stuff?
Tracking, scavenger hunt, ARG mysteries have always been part of it. I mean, there were secret codes in the credits of the original series, almost every episode. Not to mention, there was this big ARG scavenger hunt thing when the show ended that involved finding this Bill Cipher statue in the woods in the actual real world. So when I opened this book up and saw
did anybody find it?
I knew exactly what we were in for. Now, I'm not a very experienced theorist.
Look like a cheat code
cracker, ironically. So when I was done reading the Book of Bill, I just kind of strolled over to the Gravity Falls subreddit.
Yeah, there you go. Ask them.
What they found was a website listed in the book called thisisnotawebsite.com. And when you go to that website, in classic mystery form, you need a password to enter. Now, I don't know exactly how people figured this out, but the password was TJ Engelberg, which is one of those like blue curtains ass literary metaphors from that classic book, The Great Gatsby, which, funnily enough, Bill briefly turns the book into for a few
Gatsby sucker.
I haven't actually read The Great Gatsby. We never had to like do that in school, so I
neither
think
did
it's
I.
those eyes on the billboard or whatever, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
maybe
it matters a little bit.
That plugging TJ Engelberg into that password box brought up a mysterious countdown clock surrounded by ancient Bill Cipher icons. And when it was found, people started scrambling. What was the countdown for? Is this how they announced that Gravity Falls is coming back? What's going on?
Yeah, maybe.
TikTok started blowing.
Don't say something like that. You're definitely gonna have the whole fandom like, oh, what? They're making another one. They're gonna go crazy, dude.
People were freaking out, believing we were right on the cusp of our favorite cartoon finally returning from the grave. The countdown reached 0, the screen
and then
changed
nothing.
to say now, and if you refresh the page, the countdown was back.
Oh man.
Now ticking down into
in
the
reverse.
negative. And Seuss is here now. He says,
what the heck?
The Mystery Shack is currently experiencing some delays, dude. Please bear with us as we figure out which wire goes where. So I guess that technically makes this an error screen with a new countdown that just kind of keeps going. But unsurprisingly, there were still more secrets to be found. You could actually click on Seuss and it would change what he was saying. He'd say things like, I'm gonna watch you. You're the website now, dude. And hopefully no one expected anything too crazy. Dude just
Good
starts
voice
going on
acting.
about random stuff, talks about the Icy Bear, Funko Pops, Otter Pops, and he gives probably the first shout out to Lullaby by Sean Mullins in like 25 years. I mean, I pride myself on knowing obscure pop music references, and even I had to look that one up, but he also gives us a couple links to click on. One for some soothing tunes to listen to while he fixes the website. This one takes us to a Gravity Falls themed lo-fi channel, and hey! That's our
Copyright.
thing. And the other one is for some fine literature, which takes you to, no joke, a nearly 200-page PDF of The Great Gatsby.
Oh,
I cannot
boy.
tell you if this PDF has any special hidden clues in it, because I did not read it. Hey,
True.
I already read one book for this video. Don't push your luck. But if you were
Got it.
particularly dedicated, aka if you sat spam clicking Seuss for minutes on end, something weird would happen. Yeah.
Whoa.
That's a demon. That's a demon right there. I've seen a few demons in my day. Seuss is briefly possessed by Bill Cipher and drops yet another secret code in a cryptic font. People on the Gravity Falls subreddit found the font and worked out that this message translates to so many questions.
Okay.
Damn it.
That's funny.
That doesn't help at all.
They're funny.
Maybe
The
it
people that
does.
made
I'm
this
just
show
too
are
stupid to
funny.
Figure out how. But you know,
They're
all
funny.
of this was weird and interesting and fun to explore, but what it wasn't was an answer to like anything. At the time I'm writing this, the countdown has been ticking down into the negatives for well over 10 days, and nothing new has happened. The fandom has found extra little clues here and there, and I'm sure the book is teeming with stuff that hasn't been cracked yet. But as of right now, we're kind of stuck, just, you know, waiting.
Yeah,
for
waiting on the
whatever source
Redditors.
gets this website fixed. Now, there have been some interesting things said on social media about all this. Alex Hirsch himself took to Twitter and said, sometimes technical difficulties. Yeah, he sounds like Grunkle Stan. To me, that's just his voice. Sometimes technical difficulties are actually just technical difficulties. Give Seuss a few days to fix what he's cooking up. He's a good handyman. He'll get the job done. Meanwhile, Jason Ritter, the voice of Dipper Pines, I can't do an impression of him, sorry, has been on an absolute Twitter tirade. He has legit been adding tons and tons of tweets to the exact same one thread since July 30th. All about
Wow.
Gravity Falls and the Book of Bill. Sending out more cryptic codes, pretending to be possessed by Bill, all while acting like he totally doesn't know what's happening. He's just in the dark as we are. Yeah, sure. So all of this has left us in the Gravity Falls fandom scrambling to figure out, you know,
I don't know.
what the hell is going on.
I'd assume he doesn't
Guess
really
what?
know,
The
but
day I recorded the last line that you just heard is
Okay.
the day the website finally got fixed. And with it,
coincidence? I think not.
a whole new slew of stuff to talk about, leading me to have to rewrite my video script.
Nice.
Hey. So randomly, after like 11 days of waiting, Seuss got the website under control, and suddenly, thisisnotawebsite.com went from this to this. Spooky. This honestly brings me way back, man. This is your classic point-and-click interactive
Yes.
website. I played around
True.
on sites like this all the time when I was a kid. You got a copy of the Book of
Yeah.
Bill with a dagger stuck in it, a skull with a gold tooth, a candle, and this old computer from McGucket Labs that, of course, has another password box on it. You can
Oh,
click
great.
around the page to see some fun stuff, like the book unlocks another journal entry from Stanford, the dagger brings up another document from this old group of Bill Cipher hunters, the gold tooth gets
Bill
you a
Cipher
get out of
hunters.
death free card, etc., etc. But then the main
Ooh.
event is this computer
That's
password
useful.
box. Unlike the old password screen, there isn't just one code to unlock something this time. You can type in basically whatever you want, and if you're lucky, it might unlock something. Type in Dipper, you get a note from Bill to Dipper. Type in Mabel, stickers pop up on the desk. Weirdly slowing down my computer for some reason. Type in
Bro,
Stanley,
lagging.
and you're taken to an eBay results page for brass,
Brass
knuckles.
knuckles.
Type in Stanford, and you get some old medical records about Stanford's polydactyly, and so on and so on. Typing in the name of just about any character from Gravity Falls will unlock something here, except for like Candy and Grenda and the cops and stuff. But most
The
of them,
cops.
most of them. But it gets even more fun
City boy! City boy!
when you just start plugging in random stuff. You know, typing in Weird Mageddon brings up a newspaper article that tries to act like no apocalypse ever even happened, but then just typing in Weird
What
unlocks
apocalypse?
a video on the computer screen, and that's Weird Al. Weird Al
Yankovic.
How did I get inside this computer? How do I get out of here?
Bro, W Weird Al.
Bill! Let me out!
W. Absolutely amazing.
Oh my god, this is insane. There's a few
That's
other
crazy.
cameo videos that you can unlock too. Like
Oh,
typing in
nice.
conspiracy gets you this video of, I want to say Charlie Day. I don't know people sometimes freaking out over the countdown and what it all means. And on the same note,
What does it
typing in
mean?
theory gets you
Matt Pat. Let's
Hello, Internet.
go.
This time, you're on your own.
Who
Damn.
was that? Yes,
Who the hell was
apparently Matt
that?
Pat got a cameo as well.
Let's
I just can't get rid of
go.
that guy.
I thought he was supposed to be retired, so why does he keep showing up everywhere?
Funnily enough, you can
Mm.
also get this clip
Is
by
that
just
smoke I
typing
smell?
in Matt Pat, somewhat implying that Matt Pat is canon in the Gravity Falls universe, which would, by extension, make me canon in the Gravity Falls universe.
Yeah. Did you type your name
Get in
in?
that room. Too much, too meta, too close. Zoom out, zoom
That's
out.
you.
But yeah,
This is your
so the
life.
website
Welcome.
Is an actual website now, so that's pretty cool. And with all the stuff you can find on this website, it's
Ancient
basically
Greece,
like
huh?
adding several extra chapters to the Book of Bill. Like some of these Easter eggs are basically full-on stories that would have taken up a couple of pages in the book at least. There's just so much content here. But I guess the question then is this it? Is this what everything's been leading up to? Or is there still more to be found?
I feel
If
like
you
there's
ask
still
me, I
more.
would be willing to bet that this is kind of where it ends. Like, the fandom might crack more codes and unlock more cool things on the website, but I don't really think there's any big revelations to be dug up here. Which,
Oh, like something big, like another series or a spin-off episode or some type of announcement or a movie or a merch drop. I don't know about all that, but definitely I think, there's a lot more ciphers and codes, and if anything, they could definitely keep doing more of this. I mean, it brings interest back into the community. It gives the people that love the show something to talk about. I don't see why not just keep updating it and adding more codes and stuff like that just for the fun of it. But for something like super big, I don't know about all that, but who knows?
given the intensity of this whole experiment, was clearly what a lot of people were kind of expecting. People thought this was all leading up to some big announcement. Of course, what a lot of people were spreading around was that this was all leading up to the triumphant return of Gravity Falls with a big new third season that would go on for 1,000,000 years and remain at the exact level of insane quality as the original series. And
bro, got your hopes up way too big to be thinking like that.
Vibe here, but I just don't think that's what's happening. I mean, looking at the website, there are a few codes with interesting results in that direction. Typing in season 3 makes a message pop up on the computer screen reading season 2. Then season 2 unlocks a message reading just season 1. But then typing in season 1 makes a message pop up that reads season -1, anti-gravity falls. That's not a small thing.
And that's pretty big. That could be a spinoff.
Kind of impossible to tell if that's teasing some big new thing or if it's just Alex Hirsch trolling the fandom. I know. Trust me, I know that I am the Gravity Falls isn't over, live in denial guy. I just don't want people to get their hopes up for some big new thing, then be ultimately disappointed by what we have, which is still really fun and really cool.
I mean, yeah, it's still cool.
I really don't think a third season of Gravity Falls would be a great idea. It would be fun, sure. It's not a bad thing necessarily. Because, like, are there more stories that could be told with these characters and this villain and all that? Of course. We've seen that already in books like The Lost Legends and, well, this one. But I would just hate for this near perfect 2 seasons of TV to be spoiled or made less special by an unnecessary continuation. And I know there are some rumors going around of Disney people saying talks were happening or whatever. I don't know how true all that is, if at all. But really, I don't think more Gravity Falls is necessary. At least not more seasons. At the absolute most, I think a movie.
Comics,
cool.
movies,
one final
books.
adventure. Maybe
sure.
It's the Pines fighting Bill Cipher in the Nightmare Realm or something. But after that, I think Gravity Falls would have done more than enough to have made its mark on the world and be put to bed. And if we just continued to get fun pieces of extended universe content like the Book of Bill or maybe some shorts here and there, I think that'd be plenty. It keeps the spirit alive without sullying what came before. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong. And to be honest, I'd love to be proven wrong. I mean, even if I don't think it's necessary, a big Gravity Falls comeback would still be cool. A huge event that would make so many people happy. And that's important. But I just want to save everyone from getting their hopes up too high, only for all this to just be an excessively elaborate episode of Fixin' It with Seuss.
Fixin' It with
No, actually, this one might be worth it.
All right. So that was cool. Like I said, I'm not somebody that was big into Gravity Falls by any means, but it is cool. Like, I've heard a lot about how cool the show is, the community, and all the wacky internet adventures that you guys got up to throughout the years. But I just never jumped into it. But seeing all this is really cool, right? This is definitely like the creator of this. I don't remember his name, but the creator of this entire series, he definitely loves it. He obviously cares about you guys as a community. He likes having fun with you guys and trolling, and it seems like a good time, right? If I was like, I could see myself in another universe being a Gravity Falls fan and like falling in love with this channel specifically and like going through the adventures online. But yeah, I think from what I can see as an outsider looking in, it still seems like a good time. Honestly, it seems like you guys are getting up to adventures, online adventures. Yeah, it seems like a good time. But yeah, thank you for making this video so much, Ferret. I appreciate it. This was really cool to see as somebody that, has heard a lot, but never really jumped into it myself. Seemed like an interesting adventure. Yeah. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you're new here, I would say subscribe, but I don't know when I watch another video like this. But if you want to, if you enjoyed what I had to say, go ahead and subscribe, join the Discord, link down below. Normally videos come from the Discord, but I saw this on my homepage and I was like, yeah, I'll check it out. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed what you saw, consider the following. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.